En busca de un amor que no sabe lo que quiere, no, no. En busca de un amor que se perdió. Si quieres la verdad, ve y búscame y me llegas. No te desesperes, no más. ¿Quieres tú lo que quiero yo? Tú todo me lo traes. Solo yo te pido, me lo traes. No te pido el cielo que lo hagas, sino tu amor. Todo me lo traes, solo yo te pido, me lo traes. No te pido el cielo que lo hagas, sino tu amor.
Hello fam, welcome back. I made my smoothie. I'm about to go to the gym. This is like my favorite smoothie recipe ever. When I was in Florida, I literally made this smoothie, yeah, every day, every single day. I kind of forgot about them actually, and then I was like, I want something sweet, so I made this smoothie again. I'm like chugging it so I can go to the gym. So my plan for the evening is that I'm gonna go to the gym after I finish this, and then I need to come back here and clean my room because it's horrid. Really just terrible. But while I'm drinking this smoothie, I thought we would have a little fam talk. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I've been bulking recently. I've been doing it for a month. When I was researching it, people normally do it for like 3 to 4 months, but I was like, man, I've kind of missed that train because then I would be bulking in like, I don't know, like April, and I was like, that doesn't give me a lot of time to like do the cut part of it. So I was like, I'm just gonna do a mini one. So I was just doing it for like the tail end of December and now for January. And I do want to get into that a little bit more, but I decided that before we really talked about bulking, I needed to explain my like whole fitness journey so you understand how I got here. I would say that my fitness journey started the summer before I came to college. I went to school for musical theater and acting, and in my mind I just thought if I wanted to do that, I had to be this big and like ripped. I was taking like 3 dance classes a day, 5 days out of the week, which is a lot of dance classes. And then on top of that, I was going to the gym. But the issue with all of that was that I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just like, I want to get muscles and be skinny, so I'm gonna go work out all the frickin' time. I did that for about 4 months, and then when I got to college hit, I guess, I don't know. Had a harder time making it to the gym. Felt less motivated. I was super stressed out. So I also had a pretty rough freshman year. My grandma had recently passed away, my mom got cancer, and I was at school. And so I was like super disconnected from everything that was going on. So I didn't make it to the gym as much. I came home for the summer after my freshman year and started going back to the gym, but still didn't really know what I was doing. I actually started watching, is that when I started? I think. Okay, I think that's when I started watching Sarah's Day, and she's a vlogger. She's fantastic. I love her. So I started watching her and was like, oh, I'm kind of getting the hang of all this. And then my sophomore year was the same. I just, you know, kind of didn't go to the gym as much. And I felt fine about that. Like, I was so fine with not going to the gym all the time. I was confident in my body. I felt great and everything was awesome. And then I took a summer job at the beach, and we were at the beach every single day. I just remember somebody posting this picture. I'll put it up here. And I saw it and I just remember being like, oh my God. And I would first of all like to say that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that picture. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the way I look. It just was something that I saw, and for me personally, did not like the way that I looked and knew that I wanted to change that. So then we go into my junior year of college, and I was more focused on my health and fitness, but I wasn't quite sure where to start. So all I did was just start trying to eat a little bit healthier. I started going to the gym, like actually made a schedule for myself and tried to fit it in as much as I could. I was feeling a little bit more motivated. And then towards the end of my junior year, that's when I started dating Grant. Grant is also like a gym dude, and so I will say that, oh my God, Oh my god. This is so embarrassing. So I had this like crush on Grant and I did not know if he liked me or not. We both worked at the same place over summer. How the job worked in the first 3 weeks, cause they call it rehearsal period. It's when we're in rehearsal for the show that we were doing. And we had to be at the theater at 9 o'clock. One day, Grant and I were talking and we were like, yeah, it's really unfortunate that we can't, you know, work out as much, blah, 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 blah. So then Grant was like, well, I'm gonna wake up and go for a run at 7 if you wanna come. And I was like, oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Picked myself out of bed in the morning, went for a run every single morning. We would run to the theater, work out outside when it was hot, and then run all the way back. That's how that all started. So then that summer, because Grant and I bonded so much over our passion for fitness, I became a little bit more in tune with it. And then we're entering my senior year and I stayed with it for the first part of senior year. I was seeing some results, but I wasn't really seeing the results that I wanted to see. And that was when I changed my diet. January of last year, my New Year's resolution was to be gluten-free and dairy-free. I went like hardcore paleo for like a month. No gluten, no dairy, no sugar, no soy. I didn't eat corn. I didn't eat regular potatoes. I learned a lot about my body. I learned a lot about the foods that I'm eating, and turns out that I'm pretty positive I'm gluten and dairy intolerant, because after I cut those out of my diet, I was like, I'm rarely ever bloated now. My digestion has been so much better. Overall, I just noticed that the results that I wanted were coming at an exponential rate, which was crazy because I went through so many years of like trying so hard and then getting unmotivated and all this stuff. And it turns out that for my body, if I eat really well, I can stay with a normal workout routine and actually be gaining muscle. And it has nothing to do with calories. It's just like the actual foods that I'm eating. If I'm not eating the right things, then I get like so bloated and so uncomfortable, and it's just not a good time. So then I moved to Florida, which was the loneliest I've ever been in my life. All I did was work out. I would like go to the gym as soon as I woke up, do HIIT, and then I would go in the evenings and do weights. Not to mention that a large portion of my job was swimming and walking around. I dressed up as a mermaid, in case you didn't know that. That was literally my job. It was truly a blast. I don't think any part of that for me, like mentally, was unhealthy by any means. I think it actually did the opposite effect. That was really one of the moments where I found the gym to be very, very comforting, especially post-college, because post-college is wild. It's insane. My mom always tells me, she's like, first 2 years out of college are crazy. Like, those are the hardest years of your life. So, and I was like, That brings me to today. In the past year, I have seen so many results. I got the results that I wanted. And then it just got to December and I was like, you know, I'd like to gain a little bit more muscle. And so I decided to do this bulking thing. So I'm gonna go to the gym, and then when I catch up with you guys afterwards, we will talk all about bulking and my opinions on it and what it was like for me. That I would finish this smoothie by the time I was done. Hello again, my lovely friends. Got back from the gym. I'm gonna comb out this mess while I talk to you guys about bulking. I started bulking because I just wanted to add a little bit more muscle on my body. I was curious as to how my body would react to it. When I first started bulking, I noticed that I had more energy, probably because I was like eating breakfast before my workouts in the morning. I could lift heavier at the gym. After a while, all I noticed was that I just kept being hungry. No matter how much I ate, like 30 minutes later, I was still, I mean, I don't know why I'm talking about this like it's the past, like it's happening right now. 30 minutes after I eat, like I'm starving, and then I just want more food. I also noticed is that my metabolism like really sped up. All the videos that I watched on it and all of the research that I did was like, hey, you're definitely gonna gain weight. I definitely have noticed more definition, which is odd. You're not supposed to see a lot of definition because you're gaining weight. That weight is also fat. That's just what I read. It said that you were gonna feel more muscle, but you were gonna see more fat. It was saying like, don't let that discourage you because you'll do a cut right after, shed the fat, and then expose all of that muscle that you gained. I will say that normally people bulk for like 4 months, and I've been doing it for 1, and I'm a little bit over it. That's where I am. I have been brushing my wet hair with a wide tooth comb ever since I read that American Girl book that we all owned. And I remember in there, it was like, if your hair is wet, don't brush it with a brush it with a wide tooth comb. I literally just did this as an experiment to see what would happen. Did it for like a month. So I was gonna do a cut, but I'm actually not gonna do that anymore. I'm going to go back to intermittent fasting because I honestly miss it. I'm sorry guys, don't look at my dreadlocks. I'm gonna go back to intermittent fasting. I do not track my calories. I do not track my macros. All right guys, so that's just my little update on my fitness and how my body reacted to bulking. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little talk. If you guys have any questions about bulking or just gaining muscle in general, feel free to comment below or DM me as always. I love answering your questions.
Bye.